Hello, friends. How's it going, everybody? I am anxious at the moment, just generally, and I have been. Y'all, my ankle's still broken, right? We are on week 4. 4 weeks that I have had a broken ankle. I am so over it. Like, not surprisingly, I'm sure, but I am so over the broken ankle. Also, if my eyes have like weird lights in them, it's like you can kind of see the reflection in my glasses. I have like little twinkle lights that are wrapped around my bed, and I have a canopy bed, so it's like up and above. So if you see that in my eyes, that's what that is. But yeah, we're on week 4. Week 4 of me having a broken ankle. I am very over it. It's hard because it's like this constant battle in my brain right now. And when I say constant, I mean constant. The only thing that stops it is like a distraction, and usually like from another person or like a thing that I'm doing or something like that. But what's going on right now in my head, 4 weeks of having a broken ankle, 4 weeks of not being able to be independent. I can't drive because it's my right foot. I can't work because I have to drive for work. So it's just, and I can't walk. I can't even go downstairs easily. It takes so much effort just to go downstairs. It's such a pain. So being on week 4 of that, even though I know it's only a temporary situation, it's really messing with my mental health right now. And what's happening is I am constantly going back and forth between I don't want to talk to anybody, I don't want to be social, I am too anxious, I can't do anything. And then like when I finally do something, it feels really good, but it just goes back and forth. And I just like the anxiety that I feel right now from just being in the situation that I'm in. Like my mental headspace is not great. So that's why I haven't been making a whole lot of content recently. Every time I go to think of making content right now, because making content means thinking about work. And work is how I got into this situation, because I broke my ankle at work. So, like, even thinking about making content stresses me out so much. And then I just don't make content. And then I feel more anxious because I'm not making content, because every content creator, even though I know it's, like, not logical, even though I know, like, I shouldn't think this way, every content creator has it in the back of their mind, if I'm not making content, I might lose my following. Like, it sucks, but it's always there. And it's hard being in the situation that I'm in, not being able to do anything, being alone by myself all day, and not having any distractions. It's so hard. Like, consciously, I know that it's okay not to make content. It's just like, it's the battle in my brain, the never-ending, like, lifelong battle of, like, what society thinks I should feel being pushed on me versus how I actually feel trying to push back. Also, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a heads up on this, because and I'm gonna be fucking honest about it, because why shouldn't I be, right? So later today, I'm gonna be posting a video, and it's a very big, important video, and I don't give a fuck about spoilers. I'm just gonna tell you because I want to tell you guys why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling right now. So I have this big, important video being posted later, which is my announcement. And before you comment, let me finish what I'm going to say. Before you comment, let me finish. Okay? I'm going to be announcing that I am in the Procter & Gamble Laundry League, officially. Which is a good thing. It's a happy thing. And in that video, I do explain that, like, it doesn't mean that my content is going to be changing. It doesn't mean that I, as a person, it's an ambassadorship. And basically all it means is that they want to help educate the public on laundry stuff. Like, they genuinely, like, that's why I joined into this, because I am not the kind of person that's just going to sell out at the first sign of money or anything like that. Like, what they want to do, I genuinely do believe in. If it was going to compromise my integrity, I wouldn't have entered into the agreement. And I need y'all to trust me on that, because the reason why I'm so stressed about this is the last ad that I posted in June. The comment section on that video is one of the only comment sections I've ever had to turn off, because a lot of people didn't listen to the whole video. They didn't pay attention. to what I was saying, and they misinterpreted what I was saying. So I got a lot of comments from the wrong side of TikTok telling me I was stupid, telling me my information was wrong, calling me a sellout. So many people called me a sellout. So even though I'm really excited for this partnership, I genuinely am. Like, that's all I can say, is that I am so stoked about this. It's not just like a sponsorship for me. It's not just like, oh, here's some extra money or anything like that. Like, I am a woman in a male-dominated trade, a male-dominated career, right? And I have done enough with my accomplishments to where I am being recognized. And yeah, I know that, like, it's a corporate thing. I get that it's still a corporation, right? Like, that has not escaped me. Like, I get it. But what they want to do, like, their entire reason for reaching out to me is because they want to try to educate people on products. Like, they genuinely want to educate people because they recognize the fact, the same fact that I recognize. Let me back up a little bit, okay? There are a lot of other appliance techs that don't like me because of the fact that I give people information that's literally in the manual. Like, I tell you guys stuff that, like, you should be able to access, but people don't know. They don't realize it's in the manual. There are appliance techs that hate me because I do things like telling people to clean out their dryer venting, which is what they, it's in the manual. They should be doing that anyway. And these appliance techs see that as giving customers too much information, and it's going to lose them money on the service calls they would have gone out on because people didn't know to clean their dryer venting. Like, I fucking hate that. I think that's sketchy as shit. And I've always valued education because I feel like if I educate my customers and I educate my followers and I tell you guys what, like, you're going to trust me more, we're going to have a better rapport, and that would get me repeat business, right? Like, logically, I understand. I think in the long game, not the short game, right? Similarly, Procter & Gamble, me having a partnership with Procter & Gamble, the reason why I'm so excited about that is because they understand that if they educate consumers about the products that they're using, they're more likely to be happy with the products because they're being used in the right way. So they reached out to all of these creators to educate on these laundry products because it is a mutually beneficial relationship. It's not going to hurt them by educating people on how things work. It's only going to help them. I've seen how their products work. Like, they've showed it to me. Like, they have, at least in my relationship with them, because I understand it's a giant corporation. Every interaction I've had with Procter & Gamble, the integrity has been there. They have wanted to show me how the products work. They've shown me the evidence. I've had other companies reach out to me and just say, here's some money we're offering you if you make an ad for our product. They don't fly me out to their headquarters to show me how the products are made, like Procter & Gamble did. They don't, like, introduce me to their scientists to explain how the products work, like Procter & Gamble did. So, yes, I am genuinely excited about this partnership. I am so fucking excited about it. And I am just anxious because I know a lot of you guys are great. I know that most of you are great. Like, I'm consciously aware of the fact that most of you guys are awesome. It's just the people that don't follow me, or that, like, I wind up on the wrong side of TikTok or whatever. Yeah, just block them is unfortunately not the right solution. When you have a following like I do of 1.2 million combined social media followers, first of all, it's literally impossible to block all of the assholes. I would be nonstop doing that forever. But secondly, regardless of whether or not you block them, I still see those comments. And even if I don't believe those comments, because I don't, anytime that somebody insults me, like, I am a woman working a male job with blue hair, piercings, tattoos, and a shaved head. You think I haven't heard my fair share of insults? But the problem is, the larger the platform gets, the more negativity there is. Because even though it's a very small percentage, as my platform grows, that small percentage is still going to grow. And I have just been struggling with the amount of negativity that I've gotten. Even if I know that it's the minority, it's hard to get my conscious brain and my subconscious brain on the same page. 'Cause like, I know consciously that I don't believe those bad things being said about me. I don't. I genuinely don't. And like, I don't like let them get to me. Like, that's not what it is. It's what a lot of people don't understand, because they don't have, you know, like millions of people listening to everything they have to say. What a lot of people don't understand is that most people, if you have a hater on the internet that you have to block, it's like, nah, I have like a couple a week or a couple of a month, something like that. I generally have tens of them at least a day. So just imagine having 10 people per day shouting an insult to you from afar. Like, way far away. Like, they say something really fucking nasty about you from way far away. So, like, you can shout back, but it's not really gonna do anything because they're way the fuck over there. So, most likely, you're not gonna shout back. You're just gonna be like, that guy's fucking weird. Like, that's bullshit. Like, you're not gonna believe it. But when 10 people a day are doing that to you, the negativity hurts. And I know the internet's hard. Like, I know. I'm not stupid. I knew that this was going to be like this. It's just right now that, like, right now I'm in a vulnerable place because of like, obviously, but right now I'm in a vulnerable place because I am at home all the time with the broken ankle. Normally, I go about my life and I go to work, and that's a distraction, and I get to help people at work, so it makes me feel better. I have, like, a sense of purpose, you know? And I can go and, like, do things, and I can, you know, go to the store if I need to go to the store. As it is right now, I can't do any of that. I am just home, barely, like, not even able to walk. Thanks, guys. But, like, I'm stuck here with my own thoughts all day, is the downside of that. And, like, I'm the kind of person that when my mental health isn't very good, I tend to not talk to a lot of people, even though that seems to help me, which is why I'm doing this live right now. Because this is genuinely helping, like, getting this out to you guys, because this is the kind of stuff that I haven't talked about, and I just haven't been posting to social media, and I haven't explained why, and this is why. Because when you're home all the time, it's really hard to fight off the depression. And I'm okay. I want everybody to know, like, you don't have to report me and say that, like, you're scared for me and, like, I need help. You don't need to do that. I'm okay. Realistically, like, I have the logic brain there. It's just a hard time for me at the moment, because right now I'm only, like, halfway through the ankle healing. So I know that I have, like, another 4 weeks at least of thinking like this, so. And I want you guys to know that, like, I know that I've been rambling for a long time. I've just been kind of going on and on and on and on, but, like, first of all, I want to be honest with you all, because I want to be the type of creator that I would want to watch on the internet. And the type of creators that I like are the ones who are authentic and honest with their audience. You know, as much as you can be. I still understand that there are some things that some creators, like, can't speak on, or it's not a good idea. I get that. Or, you know, you want to have a personal life too. I get that. But, you know, being authentic and honest with your audience is what I strive to be. Since day one, I've always wanted you guys to know who I am, even aside from the information that I'm giving you. I know that some of you are only here for the information, and I know that, like, some of you also appreciate my personality, and I appreciate those of you who do, because I know that I can be all over the place. But yeah, I want you guys to know, like, even though I've been rambling, I have been reading your comments, and I appreciate all of your support very much. So that's about where I've been at. When I broke my ankle, it broke me too emotionally. It's harder than I thought it would be, for sure. I've never been injured enough to have this much recovery time. I've been very fortunate. Very, very fortunate that I've never had to have this much recovery time. And I'm only on week 4. But the problem is, so here's why it's like, This summer has not been my summer. And I know it's fall now, but that's the point. It's been a long summer. So, like, the beginning of the summer, I had to take 2 months off of work because my mental health was so bad that I couldn't handle it. And it turned out that I needed to do a medication swap, and that was causing akathisia. If you don't know what akathisia is, Google it. Trust me, if you have mental health issues. And then the med swap helped with that. And then at the end of those 2 months, I went back to work for a week, and I broke my ankle on the Friday. So that's where I'm coming from with this. It's like, not only have I never had like this long of a recovery time for an injury, but also it happened like sandwiched with another really long leave of absence. So like, of course I'm going to have anxiety about losing my job. Granted, it's a workers' comp thing, but it's still like, it's scary. It's really scary. And I'm a very logical thinking person. So like, I kind of try to talk myself out of it all the time, but it's hard to talk yourself out of the intrusive negative thoughts when you're home alone by yourself with nobody else to talk about it with. Brains can be so mean. So that's where I'm at, just crying on the internet again. Oh, I know it's okay to cry. Trust me, if I thought it wasn't okay to cry, I would have so much worse mental health issues. Just being open and authentic with my audience, that's all. How did I break my ankle? Hopping out of the back of my work van. I was in a commuter parking lot, and I was like backed up to where the curb is, and hopped out of my work van, and where I hopped out, the grass was kind of like grown over, and I couldn't see that there was a dip down. It was either a dip down or a curb. I don't really know. All I know is that like it went down. I hopped out of the work van, landed on the separation between the grass and the curb, but the grass was like kind of grown over, and twisted my ankle and wound up breaking it. So that was what happened. That's the worst part of it all, is that like I wasn't doing anything stupid. It was nobody's fault. It was just a stupid random accident. I have been anxious a lot more lately, and sometimes going live helps me with my anxiety. That's the fun thing about social media for me, is that like, yes, there is a way that social media can worsen your mental health if you're not careful, but I've found ways that social media helps my mental health. In like, if you do it the right way, like that's how it can turn out. So like the way that social media has helped my mental health personally is like, I've been open and authentic and honest with you guys since day one. So like me coming on and like crying and pouring my heart out isn't something that most of you have like never seen me do before. But because I have tried to kind of like cultivate my audience, you guys, to make sure that it's only the good people. Like if I want to go live because I want to talk to people to help with my anxiety, it actually helps. Like it helps talking to people. I'm so much less anxious, and sometimes it's just the distraction. But like, point being is I don't let social media hurt my mental health as much as I can help it. It's gonna impact it a little bit regardless. I get it. It is what it is. But like if I'm too anxious to make a video, I just don't. If I'm too anxious to post something, I just don't. So it's that, and like I just love that instead of letting it hurt me and get to me, I can kind of use social media to my mental health advantage. My favorite part about social media is y'all. My least favorite part is the platforms themselves, like how they're run or not run.